Hello everyone, this is Orlando Christmas, and this is episode 2 of our Getting Started series. So, last episode was the unboxing of a Light-O-Rama starter kit. And one thing I forgot to mention was the model of this here Light-O-Rama box. And this is the CTB 16PC, I believe, and it comes pre-assembled. So yeah, now we're gonna get started with the setup of the actual box itself. So you got your box, and there's a small screw here, but this comes by default unscrewed. If it's a little screwed in, you just finger it out. And then there's a little hook here. You push it in and out, and that opens the inside of your box. Then, once inside, you're going to want to take your cord here, Ethernet, or you could do a phone cord, but in my choice I'm doing this kind of cable, Ethernet standard, buy it anywhere, and you're going to push it through this little hole here that they have just for this type of deal. You're going to push it on through. You pull it here, and then there's going to be 3 ports up here connected to either this one or this one. This one here is for your phone cable if you're choosing to do that type of connection. Now, this one I bought at a garage sale. Normally, you can choose to buy an RJ45 cable with your kit. So, just FYI, if anyone's wondering. Now, you want to take your Light-O-Rama USB connector and pop it open, and just plug the 2 wires, the USB and your Ethernet, and you just plug it in here. And you don't have to keep the bubble wrap, it's just OCD thing for me. I'm normally not going to keep the bubble wrap, but just because of this occasion, I'm going to. So, you're going to take this and plug it into your computer. In my case, my laptop here in front of me. And what this is going to do, if you've got Windows 7 and up, it's going to automatically install the driver. But if you're running Windows XP, there's also going to be a disk here in your box. And it says Light-O-Rama drivers for USB adapter. So, I'm going to close that. And I'm actually running this on a Mac. I'm using wine and bottle opener, or wine opener, to run the EXE, Windows only, normally. But it runs just fine on Mac. So, then you want to take some device and plug it in to any one of these here, 16 plugs. In my case, I'm using my studio light above me. So if I just unplug that, plug it in here to port 1. Okay, it's not going to turn on yet. What you have to do is go into your Light-O-Rama hardware controller, and we're going to click Auto Configure so it can find the correct port. And what are you talking about? Unable to locate. Well, anyway, normally, because I'm on a Mac, a cheap old me, normally I'm going to be running this on a Windows computer. It's just, this is what I'm using at the moment. So you're going to want to click Console, and this is for manually controlling. And then from that, you can control the intensity of each individual channel, of which there are 6. I'm just going to plug in my light here again to the normal AC power. Okay. Now, and there you have it. But if this is your first unit, you don't have to do this step. And in this case, it's my first unit, and in my case also, my only unit. So I don't have to do this yet. But once I buy a new box here, it says in here, in this little paper, if you open up your box, there's a paper that comes in by default. Every controller, assembled or not assembled. And it says here, the unit ID of this controller has been preset to 1. If you need to change the value, then use the instructions below and in the user's guide. We don't have to use this instruction, because I'm here. So, when you're in your hardware utility, you have to make sure you got it connected to your computer, or else this will not work. Then, first, you're going to want to click the Auto Configure button in the top left corner, so it can find which COM port, or USB port, because usually computers have more than one. You're going to want to find which one. If you know which one it is, you can manually set it with the selector below. But in this case, I don't know which one it is. So I would normally click Auto Configure if you're new at this. Then once you do that, you're going to click the Refresh button under the Select Unit to Configure ... download ... test. You're going to click Refresh, and it's going to say Detecting Network. And it's going to take a minute or two. And once you're done with that, you can click on the on the bottom right, you'll find the Change Existing ID tab. And if you're going to be using multiple boxes, you have to make the software be able to tell which box is which. And because each box comes with a default ID of 0, 1, also known as 1, you're going to need to change that, or else it's not going to work out very well for you. You're only really going to be, all your boxes are going to be, if you turn on channel 1, all your boxes that have channel 1 connected to them, they're all going to turn on at the same time. It's not what you want to do. So, you're going to click where it says Old Unit ID, you select the current unit ID, which by default comes as 1. So you're going to click 1. Then you're going to select the new ID, which, if I had a second box here, I would set to 2. Once it's set to that, you click Change Unit ID, and then you've got it done. You click Console, if you want to be sure, and let's say you want to test your second one. Under the Select Unit ID tab, you click 1, you click the little selector, and you click 2. And from there, you can control each channel individually, or you can use your master slider to slide them all up or down. Otherwise, you can individually change them all to whichever height is desired. And this is the actual intensity of the light coming from it. Or if I was using this with a little Honeywell fan before, because I had nothing better to plug into it. And that controls the speed. Of course it does, because all that does is limit the power coming to it. And with a lower voltage coming in, you have a slower motor speed. So, yeah. Then from there, you can start designing your sequences, which we will start in the next episode. So, that is all for today, everyone. Thank you for watching, and this has been Orlando Christmas.